Right now, get up to 15% off select storage solutions. Put heavy-duty HDX totes to good use, protecting what's important to you. The solid, impact-resistant design prevents cracking, and the clear base and sides make items easy to find even when the totes are stacked. Find select shelving and tote storage up to 15% off at the Home Depot to organize every room in your home, from your garage to your attic. Visit HomeDepot.com. How doers get more done.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Listening to this podcast instead of doom scrolling? Smart move. Another smart move? Getting help from one of State Farm's 19,000 local agents when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
This summer, say I do.
I am marrying a stranger.
Like never before.
Am I crazy?
It's a whole new Married at First Sight on Peacock.
Thank God I woke up in love.
With new experts.
My name is Dr. Lisa.
My name is Paul Brunson.
More couples.
This could be the start of a very successful marriage.
And more surprises.
Or maybe not.
Everything is just not enough.
You're a little bit crazy.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
I want my fairy tale ending.
Married at First Sight, now streaming. New episodes Thursdays, only on Peacock.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Keep Watch Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel. All right, we are continuing our score whoring here because we're talking about composers, the people who bring the music to the silver screen. And this week we're talking about the works of James Horner. And here to join me, my beloved Lloyd Carrie. Carrie, how are you doing?
I'm great. Happy to be here. Talking music.
So I'm going to ask you, because I know we talked about this the first week when we talked about Hans Zimmer, how much the music of a film means to me because of my history being in an orchestra and all that. Did you find, as you were going through some of these various composers' filmographies, just how much comes from a small handful of composers?
I think it was more like in doing research, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of quality movies here. And it's almost kind of like you find genres. Like last week we spoke about John Williams, which, you know, pretty much any and every blockbuster film.
Every major franchise.
Right. Fell under, you know, his conductor's wand?
His baton.
Okay, thank you. Baton. But James Horner movies have kind of almost a niche of their own, and we'll talk about that, I'm sure, a little bit later.
All right. So here's what we're going to do each. We're going to take a look at the filmography of the dearly departed James Horner, who passed away in 2015, and pick 3 films each. Keep a watch in the past. Now, remember that we are picking our movies based on the film itself. So even in the past pick, we may even love the score that comes from that movie. It's just that the movie as a whole may not do it for us. So Carrie, I'm going to let you kick this party off here. Your keep film scored by James Horner.
Well, this movie is a games night that I never want to be a part of that party, but I'm keeping Jumanji. I mean, this movie, I freaking love. If it's on TV, stop what I'm doing, clear my calendar for the next 2 hours, especially the Robin Williams Jumanji, the original.
Yeah.
Although I did love, of course, Welcome to Jumanji. Like, it's different, though. This is the original where, you know, they basically turn a house into a kingdom of, I don't know, jungle, really, all through a board game. And I freaking love the creativity, the imagination, the fact that a child's imagination can just run wild with this movie.
First of all, I need to put this out there. Thank God this doesn't happen to my Monopoly games. That would just be bad. But I have a confession to make. I have never, ever, from front to back, watched a single Jumanji film.
What?
Not one.
No. You're what?
Even as much as I like Robin Williams or Karen Gillan, I have not watched a single Jumanji film.
Okay, we need to remedy that. You're spending way too much time watching bad movies. And in fact, does this not qualify, the first one?
Yes, and it's the only one of the Jumanji films that does qualify.
So put it on the board.
Put it on the whiteboard.
I can't believe you. Man.
It's just never actually crossed my plate. Never. Even Zathura, which is kind of like a sci-fi version of a Jumanji kind of thing, never crossed my mind.
As many times as I've watched it, you've never completely
Well, maybe you should watch it when I'm home.
Well,
I'm just saying. Watching movies behind my back. I get it.
We're too busy playing Monopoly and you're conquering and taking over the world. He's ruthless, by the way, friends. Don't play Monopoly with that man because he is like a
I own
loan
that.
shark.
I freaking own that. I am okay. Dear listeners, I do want to hear from you guys on our social medias at Not That Badcast. Just hear me out here. I'm sure I'm not the only one who may have a slight board game competitive streak. I'm curious, though, what game are you competitive at playing? For me, it's Monopoly.
Slumlord Shyster.
Straight up. Do you know how many people I have destroyed by owning the brown, Mediterranean and Baltic?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
I am one of those people who have lost many.
I have broken you many times by having the slums.
God help me if you've got Boardwalk and Park Place.
Right. Okay, but I'm also a little competitive in Scrabble.
And the Game of Life. And
the Game
Connect
of Life
4,
is fun, though.
Tic-tac-toe.
Okay, I body checked you once at tic-tac-toe.
I almost lost a finger. No, I'm kidding.
Well, don't put your thing there. Your ex gets out of my box.
And card games.
Okay, you got 3 cuts, and that was about it.
Paper cut.
It's thrown in like Gambit. No, but that's the thing, right? Is that Jumanji was a cool movie to my understanding because I've never watched it. But I know I'm not the only person who gets competitive during board games. I can't be the only person who gets competitive during. I'm not obnoxious about it. I don't sit there and dance around.
No.
I'm not that obnoxious about it. After 24 hours, it's forgotten. It's a long 24 hours, though.
The paper cuts still heal.
So duck next time. Okay. Captain Obvious time here because talking about a film that is tied for the best of the entire franchise for me. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
Khan! That's my pass.
Okay. I know why it's your pass, though.
So you're going to sing its praise, and I'm going to cover my ears, literally.
This is. I wondered if this was going to be a trigger for Carrie because, of course, there's that scene where Khan Noonien Singh puts like the little mind control worms in the ears, and then of course they crawl out afterwards. And this is the trauma pack for Carrie. As much as I have complained in the past about how much I still hold on to the pain of Optimus Prime dying and turning gray, you have worms coming out of the ears.
Yep, this was my childhood fear movie right here.
She doesn't let me play with the gummy worms at the bulk barn because of this. But the thing is, this is 1 and 1A for me, for the Star Trek franchise as a whole. It's this and First Contact. And then everything else kind of comes afterwards. But you can't tell me that Wrath of Khan isn't one of the best Star Trek films as a whole. especially coming after Star Trek The Motion Picture, which was no word of a lie, dear listeners. Like, I get how big of a thing it was that Star Trek came to the big screen, but holy crap, on an Enterprise, it is a boring ass film. Like, truly and honestly, Star Trek The Motion Picture bores me to tears. I had to go full Clockwork Orange, strap myself to a chair and put toothpicks in my eyes in order to watch the whole thing without falling asleep. That's how bad Star Trek The Motion Picture was. And then you followed up with The Wrath of Khan, the most badass Captain Kirk era Star Trek film? Hells yeah. Now, if you came to me and said Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home, you know what? I'm going to tip my hat to you. It was a good one. If you told me that Star Trek The Undiscovered Country, which was Star Trek VI, was your favorite film, you know what? I like that one too. There's a reason why the even odd rule exists for Star Trek films. Star Trek 1, boring AF. Sorry, Trekkies. I said what I said. Star Trek 2, badass. Star Trek 3, I didn't mind it. Could have been better. Star Trek 4, funniest Star Trek film of all time. Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier, made me think about apologizing to the first one. Star Trek 6, fantastic. Generations, meh. First Contact, hells yeah. After that, it gets a little wonky. Section 31, forget it. But Star Trek 2 and that James Horner score, hat tip for sure.
This episode is brought to you by Palmolive. Family time isn't just the big moments. It's weeknight dinners, sitting around the table, everyone talking all at once. So when the plates are empty and the sink is full, use Palmolive Ultra. Palmolive's most powerful formula removes up to 99.9% of grease, leaving your dishes sparkling clean. And the new convenient pump makes cleaning even easier, so you can spend less time tackling dishes and more time together. Shop now at palmolive.com.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
Chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, can make me feel like a spectator in my own life.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. It's not for those with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It's the #1 prescribed branded chronic migraine preventive treatment.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor, visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com, or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
For my watch pick, I'm going with a film that, to me, is the best film of 1998 that happened to be about an asteroid hitting the Earth. It's the better of the two films, because Armageddon came out 98. It was okay. Deep Impact, I liked better. And the James Horner score is fantastic. But the funny thing is, there were also two other films in 98 that came out, but they were made for TV. They didn't go to theaters. There was Asteroid, which starred Michael Biehn and Annabella Sciorra, and Doomsday Rock, which starred Connie Selica and Jessica Walter. Even despite the fact that this was the one film that made me question if Tia Leone could act her way out of a wet paper bag, I liked Deep Impact. Now, I don't know about you, Carrie. I know you didn't mind Armageddon. A, it's a Buscemi film.
And for the Aerosmith song.
Fair. Bruce Willis, badass in it.
Yes.
All good.
Agreed.
There is a lot of good popcorn elements out of Armageddon. But Deep Impact felt to me like the more reality-based, or at least reality-grounded film about an asteroid hitting Earth. And Morgan Freeman as the president. The scenes with Morgan Freeman sold it to me. And it also may be the best Lily Sobieski performance as well. All right, Carrie, over to you, your watch pick.
Well, if you think back, circa 98, 99, I'm going to take you back to our start.
All right.
This movie was maybe not one that I would watch often, but I do have fond memories of a certain scene of slapping blue booty. I'm talking about when we were in television simulation class and I was running the VTR. It was my job to play the cut-in videos, and my director's yelling at me to roll tape. And
she said tape. That tells you how old she is.
Yeah. And I go to push a button, and I am every screen in the control room is the bum scene from Braveheart.
Of course she's talking about Braveheart. So let me explain.
I remember bums and blue.
Let me explain.
And they weren't Smurfs.
We're in broadcasting college and happened to be April Fool's Day. And we decided to take the scene from Braveheart where the Scots are standing on the hill and they turn around, they lift up their kilts, and they slap their asses to taunt the English in order to get them to rage rush the field, which they, of course, have pre-laced with oil and whatnot and some kind of flammable material. So imagine that scene looped over and over and over again with Happy April Fool's Day. And because I'm that geek, I was able to find a way to plug that loop into every single monitor into a television control room. And of course, because Carrie was working playback that day, her group thought that she was the culprit.
I was at ground zero of Jay's prank, and that's kind of what started it all. So
yeah, and that got me a wife.
Thank you for that.
So yes, I think it's totally worth it. But I will agree with you that the Braveheart score is so freaking good. I know really for a fact that I have that score. I think because there were 2 CDs that were released with the Braveheart score on them because it was a very long movie. People of a certain vintage will remember that this was one of those films that had to cover 2 VHS tapes. So you got to a point, and then it's like, well, now you have to put in tape 2. Also, be kind and rewind. But
also, you said tape.
I did say tape. I'm old.
Yeah.
I am.
I also remember
aged.
This was the CD that if I ever needed something epic, you'd be like, here, track 5. And you would hand me the Braveheart soundtrack.
It was either that or Peter Gabriel's score for The Passion of the Christ. Because, yeah, that CD was also in heavy rotation in my score CD usage for school projects. But no, I fully agree that the Braveheart score, there's a lot that's good about Braveheart. There really is. And I know it was nominated for Oscars and whatnot, but I don't know if today that film gets the acknowledgement that it should get. And James Horner's score made that film so prestige. It was a prestige score.
And I love that it's a part of our history.
That prank is a part of our history. That prank is actually our history. There you go. Apparently, if you are clever enough in post-secondary education to pull off the prank of all pranks, it can get you a happy life for decades into the future. See? Shenanigans leads to success.
It also helped that you liked Anthrax, but I digress.
Well, you know what? Go back and listen to episode 1 of There Can Only Be One, because, yeah, that's the band that brought us together. All right. So, since we've already covered your past pick, Carrie, it's up to me. Now, dear listeners, remember, I am passing on the film, not the score, because James Horner's score for Krull is chef's kiss. But I know I'm not the only one who has movies in there from their past that when they were young, they watched it, it was the coolest film ever. And then you go back, you have a moment of nostalgia and say, oh, this is on TV. Cool. I'm going to watch it. And then you watch it. And you're like, my God, did I not know about movies as a kid? Krull, to me, was the coolest film. It was like 1982 it came out. To the point of I'd be drawing pictures of the glaive because it was the coolest weapon. Very Ninja Star-esque. 5 little swirly kind of spike things. It looked like the main character was using the Force at times. You had monsters and aliens with laser guns and a Cyclops, and there was a princess, and the guy had to go rescue her, and some weird creature in this teleporting mountain. There was so much in Krull that shouldn't have actually gone together, but yet they did. Krull, to me, looking back at it now, Krull to me is basically the 1982 version of when Zack Snyder tried to put together Sucker Punch. A movie that felt like you take a writer's room, put a bunch of people in and say, okay, write down 5 things on a piece of paper that's cool, and then put them all in a film. Dragons, tanks, swords, the whole works. And someone supposedly dancing to take you to another world, and yet you never see the dance. There was so much in Sucker Punch that doesn't make sense. Krull makes more sense than Sucker Punch does, for sure. But Krull felt like the kind of film that borrowed from everything that was cool at the time and tried to squeeze it into one movie. I loved it then. Not so much now. But the James Horner score, that ish is forever. And it was so good. It is honestly maybe the best thing out of Krull. All right, Carrie, let's remind our listeners what your keep, watch, and past picks are for films scored by the late, great James Horner.
I'm keeping Jumanji, watching Braveheart, not by choice, but because you hit play on the VTR, and I'm passing on Khan.
Well, I am keeping Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. I'm watching Deep Impact, and I am passing on my childhood. I'm passing on Krull. Carrie, thank you so much for this. And dear listeners, we have one more week left of our run on composers. And next week, it's going to be a fun one. But until that time, you know the drill. If there is a topic that you want us to cover on Keep, Watch, Pass, or a movie you want us to cover on It's Not That Bad, hit us up on social media at Not That Badcast, or go to our website, notthatbadcast.com, and bookmark that page, because very soon we have a brand new show to talk about the Under 5 Top 5 over on our music channel. There can only be one. But until next time, she's Carrie, I'm Jay. You guys are awesome. This is Keep, Watch, Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel and a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.
Close your eyes, exhale, feel your body relax, and let go of whatever you're carrying today.
Well, I'm letting go of the worry that I wouldn't get my new contacts in time for this class. I got them delivered free from 1-800-CONTACTS. Oh my gosh, they're so fast.
And breathe.
Oh, sorry. I almost couldn't breathe when I saw the discount they gave me on my first order. Oh, sorry. Namaste.
Visit 1-800-CONTACTS.com today to save on your first order.
1-800-CONTACTS. Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month, even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending. Zero tears. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Hey, this is Eric Hutchinson. I've joined the Pantheon podcast family, and I hope you'll come check out my new podcast, Songversations with Eric Hutchinson. Each week, we find out what music matters most to the people who define our cultures. I interview famous guests like actors, musicians, comedians, politicians, and everyone in between. We listen to music together, and we talk about the soundtrack of our lives. It's funny, insightful, revealing, and it's a great way to discover new music. So come check me out. Songversations with Eric Hutchinson, wherever you get your podcasts.